The streets of South Africa are alive tonight with emotion. Crowds are gathering, people are cheering, and one name echoes through the air like a heartbeat of hope: Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. The man who stood alone before the Madlanga Commission, the man who refused to bow to power, the man who carried the truth on his shoulders, is now being hailed across the country as a hero. South Africans are not just thanking him, they are celebrating him. Because for many, what Mkhwanazi has done will never be forgotten. For those who haven't followed the story closely, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is the Police Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, a province that has seen more political assassinations, corruption scandals, and power struggles than almost anywhere else in South Africa. But when Mkhwanazi walked into the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, calm, prepared, and unafraid, everything changed. His testimony tore through the walls of silence that have protected corruption for far too long. He exposed what many feared to say aloud, that even within the country's law enforcement, powerful figures were working to bury the truth. When he sat there, refusing even to drink the water offered to him, opening his own sealed bottle instead, South Africans understood the message instantly. This was not paranoia. It was a reflection of the fear, the tension, and the risk faced by anyone who dares to speak truth in a system infested with power games. That small act, quiet and simple, symbolized something far greater: distrust in a corrupted system and the courage to survive it. His testimony before the commission revealed shocking details about the illegal disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team, about high-ranking officers giving unlawful orders, and about political interference stretching all the way up the chain of command. He did not raise his voice, he did not make threats, but his words landed like thunder. For the first time, a man inside the system spoke out, and did so with integrity that cut through decades of fear. As his story spread, South Africans everywhere began to feel a sense of pride they had not felt in a long time. It wasn't just about Mkhwanazi as a man, it was about what he represented. In a time where corruption has become almost normal, where the fight for justice feels lost in endless excuses, this one man reminded the nation what bravery looks like. He reminded South Africans that there are still those who will not sell their souls for power. Social media lit up. People posted videos, photos, and messages of admiration. "We will never forget," one comment read. "This man stood where others bowed." Another said, "He has done more for South Africa than most politicians ever will." Hashtags like #ThankYouMkhwanazi and #HeroOfThePeople began trending across platforms. On the streets, the reaction was even more powerful. From Durban to Johannesburg, people could be seen holding up his picture, singing songs of unity and victory. Some even compared his composure to that of past struggle icons, calm in the face of chaos, focused when others crumble. Taxi drivers honked their horns, young people danced, and families gathered to watch the news. It was a moment of pride, the kind South Africa has been hungry for. Mkhwanazi's courage has reminded people that justice is not dead, that truth still matters, that the system may be broken but it can still be challenged. And for once, South Africans are not divided over politics, they are united in gratitude. "I don't think he even knows what he has done for us," one woman said in an interview. "He gave us back our hope." Behind all the praise, however, there is still fear. There are whispers that those exposed by his testimony are plotting revenge. There are reports of threats, of surveillance, of silent warnings sent his way. But if Mkhwanazi has shown us anything, it's that fear is powerless against truth. He has already faced the storm and walked through it with dignity. What makes this moment so emotional for South Africans is that it feels like justice, even if temporary, is finally visible again. For years, citizens have watched scandal after scandal unfold, names of ministers, generals, and billionaires linked to crime, and yet, no one held accountable. But when Mkhwanazi spoke, he did not just give testimony, he gave people permission to believe again. Did you expect this twist? That in a nation often disillusioned by its leaders, the real hero would come not from the political stage, but from the police service, a man in uniform, risking everything for honesty? How would your community respond if one person dared to stand up like this, no matter the cost? The story of Mkhwanazi has now transcended politics. It has become something deeply personal to millions. Parents are telling their children about him, teachers are mentioning him in classrooms, and ordinary South Africans are holding on to his name like a symbol of hope, the kind of hope that can only be born in a nation that has seen pain. For the youth, who have grown up in a time where corruption feels like the norm, his bravery is a lesson. It says, you don't have to be loud to be powerful, you don't have to be famous to be respected, and you don't need permission to do what is right. As journalists and commentators debate his future, one thing is already certain: South Africa has found a man it can trust. And trust is something that has been missing for far too long. For now, the cheers in the streets continue. People light candles, share videos, and sing freedom songs, not in celebration of a political party, but in honor of a man who refused to compromise his integrity. His calm face and firm voice at the commission have become part of the nation's collective memory. And as the night falls across South Africa, the echoes of his courage still travel through the cities and townships. They whisper a message that every citizen understands: honesty still matters, courage still lives, and one man's truth can awaken a nation. Do you believe heroes like Mkhwanazi still exist in our world today? Or have we forgotten what integrity looks like? The answer lies not in the halls of power, but in the hearts of the people, the millions who now see Mkhwanazi not just as a police officer, but as a symbol of the South Africa they still dream of: free, fair, fearless, and unshakably honest. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, take a moment to like this video, share it across your platforms, and tell your friends about the man who reminded South Africa what courage truly looks like. And before you go, drop a comment below. What would you say to Mkhwanazi if you had the chance to meet him? Because tonight, South Africa doesn't just remember his name, it celebrates it. And from this day forward, his story will live in the hearts of a nation that refuses to give up on justice.